But in the meantime, let's hear from playoff Jimmy Butler, who's at the podium.
Jimmy, you guys had a 5-point lead kind of early in the fourth quarter and kind of went bad from there. What did you see happening at the close of the game?
We probably just didn't get the shots that we wanted to get and turn the ball over a few times, didn't get back. Didn't contest shots, didn't take the three out the game, and then that was it.
Jimmy, how did the game change when Draymond picked up his fourth and then his sixth foul?
I mean, obviously he's one of the top defenders in the world, for sure the best defender on this squad. And when he's out, it's just different. You don't got nobody back there that's quarterback in the way that he does it, that can switch everything, that can get every loose ball, and that can rebound. But even whenever he does go out, we still got to be better.
Steve talked about the importance of the defense overall without Steph on the floor. What did you just think of the overall performance?
I think we were better than our last game. We still didn't get as many loose balls and 50-50 balls as we talked about getting. But overall, we did get better. Just wasn't good enough.
Obviously, a much different team without Steph. What is the main difference, and how close do you think you guys are to being really in sync without Steph?
I mean, we're all right. I think we, obviously with Steph out there, he demands 2 to 3 bodies when he's out there on the floor. When he's not, there's just no room for error. You can't make mistakes. You can't turn the ball over. You can't get back, all of those things. And then you got to take the right shots. You got to move the ball the right way because he's the one individual for sure on this team, maybe in the league, that can make sure you're never out of any game. So, like I said, we just got to be better and limit.
Into Game 4, are there encouraging things that you take out of it?
Yeah, of course. That we can compete without Steph. We're still as confident as ever. We're going to go back to the film, to the drawing boards and figure it out. Come back in here on Monday and get this thing to 2-2.
Jimmy, you took 26 shots, obviously more aggressive taking them. Was that just the mindset you had in this one, that you're going to have to put up a volume of shots? And how did you think your night went?
I mean, I don't care how many shots I shoot. I don't care how many points I score. If it's not towards winning, none of that ever matters. 26 shots, 36 shots. Next time, it has to be in a win.
43 minutes, I believe. Are you feeling 43 minutes?
Yeah, for sure. I wish I could have played like 48, though, back in my Chicago days. Whatever the squad needs for me to do, I got to be able to do it. I train to be able to play a large amount of minutes and do it in an effective way. But I got all the trust in Steve and the coaching staff and everybody else to make sure that I'm going to be ready. So 43 it is, 43 we got.
How much of this do you have to take the Steph out of your mind as far as just think about this series without him, or how much of you is thinking get a win to make sure, we could try to get him back?
It's always get a win. If we don't win, we damn sure don't have to worry about getting Steph back this year. So we got to, put our big boy pants on and go out there and compete at a high level and get this one on Monday. And then we can worry about the next one after that. But, get some rest, recover, dominoes, coffee, kids.
Jimmy, after the last game, you said you and JK can thrive together, and tonight you guys did just that. What do you like from him tonight and his aggression?
Everything. Shooting the ball when he's open, attacking into the free throw line. It's a beautiful sight to see. But like I tell everybody, me and him can thrive together. I know how to space the floor. I can tell him, hey, when I have the ball, you go here and you do this. And we talk, we listen to one another. And then he has an incredible game like tonight. And he did so many good things out there on the floor. And I know that he's going to be a huge part in us winning on Monday.
Jimmy, your role tonight was very similar to what your role was in the past, especially those Miami teams. How is your mindset and a couple more years? How has that changed from there to here?
It hasn't changed. I know who I am as a player, and I know what's needed of me on any given night, so to speak. And it could change depending on who's in and out of the lineup. But it doesn't matter what part of my career I was in. If it doesn't go towards winning, then it's all a waste. So whether I'm the player now or who I was X amount of years ago, we didn't win tonight, so none of that ever matters.
Jimmy, what do you expect the desperation and the urgency to feel like on Monday when you guys are back on the floor here?
We straight. I'm not going to tell my guys to be desperate or is any more urgent than anything. You go out there and you play basketball and you hoop and you leave all the noise up to myself, to Dre, to Steph, and to the coaching staff. You go out there and you do exactly what you're doing. You're doing great. The guys know that.
Jimmy, how would you describe the challenges of of scoring against a team like Minnesota with so many long, athletic guys in the way?
Yeah, scoring's never the problem. You know, I think 97 can win in the playoffs. It's us on the other end. We got to stop them from scoring. We got to not turn the ball over. We got to get back. I definitely think that we can score with the best of them, but we got to be able to guard with the best of them as well.
Great to hear from Jimmy. And let's go back to, well, we can talk about Jimmy's night, but then combining with Jonathan Kuminga. So Jimmy's night, 43 minutes, taking on the load. And we heard Steve Kerr say Jimmy was basically trying to will the team to victory.
He was going right at Rudy Gobert. Him and Jonathan Kuminga. It felt like the Jedi with his Padawan right there, you know, with Jimmy Butler being the guy there that can just feel everything out. And then you see Jonathan Kuminga can just go light speed right to the basket. But they were playing this similar game, but again, just at different speeds. But I love the way that they both went right at Rudy Gobert's chest, didn't back down by anybody, whether it was Gobert, Naz Reid, Julius Randle. We're seeing a plethora of guys that they were just playing great overall aggressive basketball. Yeah, attack, attack, attack. That's been the mantra for the Warriors against Rudy Gobert, who hasn't been a high scorer in this series. He does have 7 blocks in the series so far. Jimmy Butler, leading scorer tonight with 33, also had 7 assists, again, trying to get teammates going. One of those teammates was Jonathan Kuminga. And a storyline coming into this game was the fact that Jimmy and Jonathan had not played a lot of minutes together, because when Jimmy was traded here, the Warriors said, we are playing around Jimmy now. And that meant JK's minutes fell off. Okay, they also play the same position, the 4. So how is it going to work tonight? That was the question. And oh, it worked tonight. It sure did. And I remember when the Warriors first traded for Jimmy Butler and being there at his first game in Chicago. And Jonathan Kuminga's hurt at the time. And we're in the locker room and he says, like, I like what I see from that guy. And you could tell that it was that guy exactly. At that point, right? Yeah. We don't really know each other. He's kind of new, right? Exactly. But you could tell that the Warriors were almost wanting to use Jimmy Butler as, like, hey, this could be not so much a mentor, but a picture of what Jonathan Kuminga can learn from and can be and can play such a smart game overall. Know when to use that athleticism, but also know when to see the pictures. And the pictures at time on the court have been what's been hard for Jonathan Kuminga's overall development. And I think the injury